Vancouver Canucks are somewhat of an unfamiliar opponent to the Minnesota Wild. But there are those who remember a time when these two teams were nothing short of bitter rivals.
They certainly had a number of players. I think that could get under your skin. One would certainly be Todd Bertuzzi.
How about Bertuzzi just took a shot at Brad Brown? You don't want to get a suspension at this point.
Because we played them so often, there was always a lot of bad blood.
This is how you build rivalries right here.
Obviously in 02, 03, we had a chance to hook up with them and play them in the playoffs, and just a lot of the bad blood just kind of poured over into that.
It wasn't very hard to dislike a team like the Canucks back then.
And they've got a couple of goals.
A lot of teams probably had a distaste for them. It definitely was a tale of two different teams. You know, we were a young organization in its infancy, and Vancouver was an established group that certainly was, I feel, probably viewed as a serious contender to play for the Stanley Cup.
Game one in Vancouver, we had a 3-1 lead with about 10 minutes left in the third period, and we squandered that lead, and that was not like us.
Score! Power play goal, overtime game winner, Vancouver.
The Minnesota Wild upset the Colorado Avalanche. Most teams didn't even think we were going to win a game. They were going to sweep us 4 straight. You know, we come back from 3-1 down against Colorado. So we in our locker room, we couldn't believe that no one was giving us a chance to beat the Vancouver Canucks.
Naslund, Sopel, shot, score. Power play goal, Vancouver Canucks. And they lead the series 3-1.
I mean, we could easily have been 2-2. But now you're 3-1. I remember we actually had 2 days before we played Vancouver next. I remember we went to their practice rink and we all walked in with our bags. But when we walked in, we saw them kind of doing a somewhat optional practice, and half the team maybe have their helmets off. And they were pretty confident. And I remember Jim Dowd, who's on our team, goes, "Who do they think they are? The 80s Oilers?" But that little picture was like, they're pretty cocky. And we were ready.
Score! A carom onto the stick of Richard Park. Now the trailer. Walls, shot, score! Wes Walls, that patented move. There will be a game 6. It was sold out in 15 minutes.
Coming back for game 6 after we had won in Vancouver, now it's just a different animal. And it's going in our direction and we can feel it. So, but you got to come home and win that game 6, which we did.
Shot, score! Darby Hendrickson!
We called Darby Money. That was his nickname, Money. And we call him Money for a reason.
He had many nicknames. Governor.
Yeah, I'm not the governor here, and we know that.
Park across. Darby Hendrickson shot. He scores! Darby Hendrickson has given the Minnesota Wild a 3-2 lead. The Minnesota Wild have made NHL history, and the Vancouver Canucks are history.
It was an amazing run for our franchise, for our organization, and really all the guys in the locker room, our state. But to think we were as close as we were to potentially get into the Stanley Cup Finals as basically an expansion team was, it's frustrating now, but it's, we'll walk together as a group that did some pretty special things those first few years with the Wild.
"17 years later, the Wild has another chance to create history. And the road, once again, goes through the Canucks.
One of the key matchups and one of the more interesting matchups is a 7-10 matchup from the Western Conference. The Vancouver Canucks, 78 points, finished 7th. The Minnesota Wild, just a point behind, 77 points, finished 10th. That's how big a logjam there was in the middle of the Western Conference this year.
They've got a really good hockey club, very well balanced, veteran presence, young, youthful energy, skill. It's going to be a battle to get through for sure.
We got to work as a team, just a 5-man unit, playing tight, backing each other up, and just trusting each other to get the job done.
We have our sights set on Vancouver Canucks, and we're excited. We've had success against that team in the regular season. For us, it's not almost like, we're worried about Vancouver. We're worried about ourselves. We want to get back up to that pace and up to that speed again, because it was such fun hockey and we were doing so well with it. So we know the level that we ended at, and anything below that's not good enough. So, I think everyone in that room is ready to get going when we get to Edmonton.
Here you go.
With such little time to make so many preparations, Coach Dean Evison has arranged for a final intra-squad scrimmage, and no one seems to be taking it lightly.
Here you go, OT.
Here you go.
Oh!
You serious?
What do you do?
I got hit by a car in the first 4 seconds.
Greener. That's it. That way, Bart. Nice shot, Moose.
1-1 is your score. Ryan Donato opens the scoring for Team Green, answered by Marcus Foligno of Team White.
Where did I get you?
Our nose hit together. I think our noses touched. You sure? I hit something hard.
I turned right into you.
I turned right into you, too.
Do it again.
No.
Then you cannot. Do it again.
I don't know how you didn't fall.
It looks like we have our first penalty of training camp.
Go sit. Go take a seat.
Let's call the game both ways here, huh? Stallsy, how much you pay him? How much you pay him?
Oh, way to get to that net!
And it's a power play goal for Zach Parisi, and Green takes the 2-1 lead.
Good shot. Better goal.
Centering pass, shoots, he scores! Could be Marcus Foligno's second of the game.
He's good at hockey. He's nice.
Like that.
Suits, what did you say? Nice pass? I didn't make one pass.
Nice pass to Kevin.
Oh, you're talking to yourself. That was a hell of a pass.
I was telling you, nice pass.
To who? No, you just passed it through my legs up to Zach or someone. And you said nice pass. Were you talking about your pass?
Hockey is clearly on the forefront of everyone's mind. But Dean Evison does have another matter he'd like to address before the team leaves for the hub.
I've been involved in a thing called Huddle for Change through Ryan Saunders, who set it up, the Timberwolves coach. True is the first speaker that spoke to us, touched me with his message, hence why we reached out to him to come and speak to us today. Our ultimate goal is to win the Stanley Cup. We have to take steps in getting there. Our ultimate goal should be to eliminate racism. Eliminate it. And Drew is here today to help us take a step towards that goal.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How y'all doing? My name is Drew Pettigrew, and it's been my experience that the reason we continue to find ourselves in the position that we're in with so much racial tension that is plaguing our nation today is because we avoid the conversation about race. And we see what's happening across the country. And we see the recent incident that took place right here in your own backyard with Mr. George Floyd and what it's done to our nation. So we cannot allow the narratives that are being crafted on a national level to dilute the culture that you've all worked so hard to create internally here with the Wild. We are all different body parts of the same body. And if one part of that body is hurting, if one part of that body is in pain, it affects the performance of the entire body. No one of us can fix it. But together, working together, we cannot be stopped.
A lesson on perspective. And a reminder that when the Wild take the ice in Edmonton, they'll not only be playing for themselves, but for their city. They'll play for those who wore the jersey before them, and for those who dream of wearing that jersey one day soon. They play for the state of hockey.